the first thing you have to look at is where actually do you want to stay? Meaning, where do you work and where do you want to stay? A lot of people, which I found out in Nigeria, prefer to live in the remote areas because they feel the cost of acquisition is a little bit less than staying where it's closer to where they work, which is the urban areas. And this is a very major decision. You have to put into consideration to know whether you want to buy or you want to build. Because to buy in the urban areas, it's, we can say it's a bit expensive. And if you want to build in the rural areas, it's a lot cheaper. For example, you work in Victoria Island, and you cannot afford to buy a house in Victoria Island. So your colleague probably advised you to come buy land somewhere in Mowe or Ibadan, as the case may be.
Okay.
And you and I know that's a distance.
Yes,
so those are the things, coupled with finance. Finance basically is the major thing that determines whether you want to build or you want to buy.
Interesting. Especially, okay, when you now make the decision to either build or, you know, buy a house, how can one do that? Is it to get a loan, or to save up? Because sometimes it's quite tricky. You may want to get a loan, you know, but sometimes
well,
you just
I'll tell
have
you
to
one
save
thing.
up.
Getting a loan in Nigeria, because I mean, I'm going to be very practical with you. Getting a loan in Nigeria to buy a house could be suicidal.
Okay.
Because maybe about 18, 20 years ago, you have what we call a standard mortgage loan, which is usually in the single digits. But right now, what they call mortgage loan is actually a commercial loan.
Okay.
And when you have a commercial loan, you are paying about 28%. It means you're probably going to pay that mortgage all your life. And to raise actually the initial capital of probably 35% also, it's a big challenge. So that is the reason why a lot of people want to go buy land in a very remote area, despite the inconveniences they're going to go through to get to work.
Just because it's cheaper.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, it is more expensive.
Looking at the cost of going from there to work. And
The cost of transportation is so negligible to the comfort you are going to lose
Okay.
getting to work. You see, let's look at it this way. If you want to invest in real estate, you have to determine first, this investment I want to carry out. Number one, is it to be able to sell off later in life? What is the requirement of my family? How do I want my family? What size of family am I looking at? How much funds can I put together with my wife to get a comfortable home? Because what I found out is a lot of Nigerians have houses they don't have a need for.
Okay.
You are father, mother, and a kid at a particular time. You don't need a 3-bedroom flat. You probably need just a bedroom flat. Then as your family grows, you move on that way. That is more reason why I tell the young ones now that when you're getting married, the biggest apartment you should get should be a 2-bedroom. Maximum. As your family grows, you now have a boy and a girl, then you can now decide to say, okay, you know what? These kids have grown beyond 5 years.
5 years.
Maybe I don't want them to sleep together as male and female.
Okay.
Then you can now move on. After all, when we were growing up, there was nothing like this is boys' room.
Yes.
This is girls' room. We're all sleeping in the same
together,
room.
exactly.
I mean, so basically, finance, then the mentality of whosoever is buying the house. It's very, very key.
Okay.
Also, one factor you must put into consideration is if you don't stay in Nigeria and you need a house, you also have to go into a lot of stuff, which I can explain to you later.
Just stay with us. Our second guest will be in the studio. Don't go away.
So join us tomorrow for another exciting episode of Tea or Coffee